Welcome back! We're on Crete here with Sophia right now, and we found some sort of ancient ruin. Let's start exploring and looking around, see what we can find here. Hopefully we can find the next stone.
It's a pile of rubble.
Unfortunately, it looks like there's nothing in this room that we can really do. There is a bridge over here that seems to be prominent. Let's see if it leads anywhere interesting. Thankfully, despite its age, it can still hold 2 people. So that's reassuring. And there's a surveyor's instrument here.
It's a surveyor's transit, useful for measuring angles and laying out straight lines.
We can't really use it with anything right now, though, so let's just pick it up. But it looks like there's quite a bit of stuff here. It's as if this used to be kind of a miniature city of sorts. All broken down now, though, but lots to look at. Most of the rooms will be empty like the one that we found there, but one of them has some stuff that we need. And I guess this is a big drop down here, because Indy has to go up here and then come down this first. It's kind of hard to gauge depth here, I gotta admit. Some sort of structure I saw out here in the middle. Yeah, this thing. Tall horns. Kind of like the ones on the spindle that we used in the dig site. Nothing in there. What about here? Nope. Nothing there. None of the pots have anything, by the way. I think this is random, if I remember correctly.
It's a doorway.
Aha, that's what I'm looking for.
It's an ancient diagram of some kind. There's a bull's head, horns, and tail. The lines appear to converge on that circle. Could the circle be one of the stone discs?
I sure hope so, because that is exactly what we need right now. And it seems like the lines run along the very edge of each of these horns. So let's see if we can find where these points are. Or at least something that represents those symbols we're seeing. There's some stones that you can see all around the area, though. I think the ones we need are here and there, if memory serves correctly. I don't think these are random.
It's a pile of rubble. The stones look loose.
And if Indy says the stones look loose, then that's a good sign.
There's a statue here.
Of a bull's tail. That's good. We've got a surveyor's instrument. Let's use it on the bull's tail so we can draw out where we need to be looking. And there's Sophia. Hey, Sophia. Let's see.
I see the right horn.
Good stuff. We need another line, though, and we can hopefully find the intersection points of the two. Let's get that transit. And I think the other point is here.
There's a statue here.
A bull's head. Exactly what we were looking for. Now, none of the other stones have anything underneath them, nor can you actually move them. Oh, she's waving at us. Cool. I think that's good enough.
I see the left horn. Hello, what's this?
X marks the spots. That's what I like to hear.
This is where the survey lines triangulated.
Thankfully, we've got a tool with which we can dig here, which is good.
Hey, there's a stone disc down here. It's got a hole in the middle and little moons carved into the surface. It must be one of the moonstones Plato wrote about.
Good. Well, let's go ahead and head back to that pedestal that we saw and try it out. I think we have to go around, it looks like. It's kind of a little weird when most of the area where you can walk around in is way off in the background like this. It does look like there's a hill there, though, based on this. It looks like there's some sort of slope here that goes this way. Well, time for the moment of truth, see if our stones work. Now, like the first one, we will use the nude sun, but since we're in the greater colony, we need to use this moonstone as well. And the dialogue mentioned that it needed to be a full moon. Whoops, and I accidentally messed that one up. And this also is random, much like the first one too.
What do you know? A secret door.
Perfect. Let's get our stones. And head on in.
So, the legend of a labyrinth hidden under the ruins of Knossos is true. The legend of Atlantis isn't any more far-fetched. Maybe it's true, too.
I think the last stone disc and Atlantis are waiting for us somewhere beyond that door.
That would be great, because I have come a long way and have done so much to get to this point, and I am ready to see it. We got some statue heads here.
I can't pick that up.
Oh, I meant to pick up the head. Looks like each time we pick one up, this door lowers a little bit. And then when we pick the third one up, it lowers all the way down. Well, we'll need to put at least one of them back on. I don't know why Indy just walked right back there and then straight over here, but oh well. We can see the statue head here, though. Let's go from left to right, just check every path here. This maze does take a while to get through, but once you eliminate the options that are dead ends, then it's not quite so bad. There's also some paths that loop here. And a door here that accepts more statues here on this shelf. This one doesn't really seem to go anywhere, though. Well, let's try to use our heads here with this thing. Worth a shot, at least. That one jiggled it a bit. That one jiggled it a bit more, but that's not enough. That's not a good sign.
Sophia, don't come in here.
Why not?
Never mind.
Looks like she didn't mind too much, though. Another room over here. But looks like we found a dead end.
Bones of previous explorers, no doubt.
Literally. A dead end. And we found the other side of this room. Okay, so there's pretty much nothing to see over here. I like the fact that they put in dead ends in this maze just because it feels more like a proper maze and not like something where every single path is absolutely necessary. But speaking of things that are absolutely necessary, it looks like we're going to need to get this statue head from this room, but we need to get it in here and be on this side. Let's try using our trusty whip here and snap it off.
Stay away from the door.
Perfect. Thankfully for us, it flew in the right direction. We haven't explored this path yet, though. Over here we got a couple of entrances. We can go through this doorway. But this just leads to a chasm. Or we could go through this doorway. There's a statue in this room, as well as some sort of pressure plate type thing. And this just leads right back out here. I'll check this area out here in a little bit, but for now I want to pay a little bit more attention to this statue here. Because the game tells us that we can do something with the head, or at least the head is isolated from the rest of it. And considering that we just used our whip to grab that one head, maybe we can use it here as well. This took me a very long time to figure out.
Get behind me, Sophia.
I was stuck on this for a long time. But what you're ultimately supposed to figure out is that you're supposed to snap the head off and put it on the pressure plates.
Sophia, get over here.
Oh! What's going on, Indy?
It must be a primitive elevator of some sort.
And what's really weird, though, is that on the other paths, it requires only Indy and the head, since Sophia's not around. I guess the different paths have differently configured
I always thought Mr. Otis invented the elevator.
Yeah, well, this is our floor.
Differently configured elevators. And it looks like we found Professor Sternhardt, who made it all the way here.
Oh, wait, that was our ride.
I guess he had a sunstone and a moonstone of his own, too? Interesting.
It's a walking staff.
Well, that could come in handy.
It's our old friend, Professor Sternhardt. Looks like he's starved to death.
How awful!
I guess he knew a lot more than he let on.
But not quite enough, apparently.
Yeah, we'll starve too if we don't find a way out of here.
Hopefully us being down here without the elevator won't cause that to happen.
It says,
I am convinced the map room lies beyond the next chamber. Alas, I cannot get past the gate. I need that orichalcum detector.
too bad for Sternhardt. He came a long way.
Indeed. And here we got a gate that we can't really open. I always saw these little columns here and thought that maybe some of them would have buttons or something, but they don't. We've also got a hole here. We'll check more of this area out here later on, but for now, I want to get back over to where we were earlier.
How nice. Wait, there's a chain running up behind the waterfall. It must be holding the elevator's counterweight.
Too bad Sternhardt didn't see this, because he could have avoided starving down here if he had just found this.
Hold on, Jones. Where do you think you're going?
I'm climbing this chain.
You'd better come back.
Trust me.
Of course I'll come back. Or my name isn't Indiana Jones.
Ouch. I hate getting wet.
Now the bad news about this area is now that we've got the head on here, and you can actually use the elevator by yourself. You don't actually need Sophia on it to activate it like the game showed earlier. The bad news is that if you try to walk across this, it will automatically go down, which is why there's ultimately two paths that lead into this room. So, I'm going to have to go around the other way in order to actually get to the other side. Because I couldn't really get through the other side of the room that goes through this door. What I do want to do right now, though, is look at what lies beyond this room.
The gate is closed.
And thankfully putting all 3 heads here allows that to happen. This looks interesting.
It's a shaft plunging into the darkness.
Some sort of counterweight, though. Perhaps this is for another elevator? It looks like there's some sort of track or something on here.
It's a wedge that keeps the counterweight from sinking.
We might want to have the counterweight sink, though, so we can get something up here. So it looks like that gold box over there might be important. Let's use this long staff to knock this out of the way.
There, the counterweight is free.
Good. Well, we'll have to figure out a way to make it go down in the next video.